What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the latest episode of Sling'n Live. I, of course, am TJ, the Lead Sling'n Ginger. Joining me tonight, I have a special guest, Corey from @CoreBeard from Instagram is joining us. Corey, what's going on, brother?
How's it going? Doing fairly well.
Good, man. Good. How's school been going?
School's been going pretty well so far. I got all straight A's this semester, so I'm pretty excited and pretty pumped. And I just passed my registered behavioral technician test, so I'm pretty excited. And I just had back-to-back good things going on. We went to the NRA convention. I finished the semester out strong, got all straight A's with one A minus, but that's okay. And then I'm doing a rifle build right now, and then I just passed my test at work, so everything's going according to plan so far.
That's awesome, man. Happy to hear it. Also, of course, we've got Kent Hauer from Green Mountain Defense joining us as well. Kent, what's new with you, brother?
Taking classes, teaching classes, and shooting guns. That's what we always do. Just to make sure the internet knows, safety check, this gun is loaded. You're welcome. Everything is safe in my house. Fuck off, gun Nazis. I hate you people. That's all I got, man.
Yeah,
congratulations on school and everything to Mr. Corey over there. Glad he's doing good.
Yeah. So, folks, I've got to explain this to you a little bit. We're having a bit of a technical difficulty. So I can hear Kent and Corey. Kent can hear me and Corey. Corey, however, cannot hear Kent. He can only hear me. So Kent says congratulations and thumbs up on the schoolwork.
Thank you very much, Ken. I appreciate it. Thank you.
This is going to be a riot, folks. Thank God it's a laid back show. All right. So just a couple words from our friends or the channel sponsors, colleagues, compatriots, influencers. Some would say bad influence on some of them. But anyway, guys, just a quick note. Of course, Riton Optics, the choice optics manufacturer for the Lead Sling'n Ginger channel. I invite you guys to go check them out at ritonoptics.com. Variable power optics, red dot optics, magnifiers, binoculars, anything and everything you could ever want for your firearms optics needs. Head on over there and remember code TRamsey at checkout will get you 15%. That's 15% off, you cheapskates, at checkout. Also, head on over to Head Down Firearms. Go check out some of the offerings that they have. AR builds, Glock milling or Glock slide milling, all sorts of fun stuff. Great Cerakote colors and great services. Just a great all-American company to work with, and I'm happy to be friends with them. So head on over there and check that out. So, guys, now that we've got that all out of the way, the topic for tonight is range time fun. So what I'd like to hear from you guys is what are some of the fun things, no matter how ridiculous they might seem, what are some of those things that at the range that you find most enjoyable and fun? So we'll start with Kent.
Fun guns?
Or fun in general, man, whatever you like to do at the range. What? Yeah, you know what? That's a good topic. Let's start with fun guns.
But guns are only supposed to be serious and training and defense and all right, so this was kind of like my little thing that I came up with because TJ jumped my shit for being too serious all the fucking time, and we needed a break and we needed to liven things up around here. So I said, let's talk about some fun guns. Let's talk about the 22s, the suppressed stuff, the stuff you went plinking with your grandpappy, the shotguns, the skeet shooting, all that kind of stuff. So for me, a fun gun is anything that I don't take seriously, which actually, believe this or not, I have quite a bunch of. I've got a lot of stuff in the safe. I'll submit first the Henry lever action 22, the Henry Golden Boy. My wife loves that thing, and yeah, that's a fun gun, 22.
Okay, so you're saying the Henry Golden Boy is your, as of right now, the top fun gun that you own?
I mean, there's a lot of competition, but it's probably there, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Corey, how about you, bud? Let's hear about your top fun gun that you like to go to the range with.
I actually just had a range day. Gosh, it was almost literally right after we came back from the NRA convention. I was like, you know what? I've got to take my gun out, and I got to get a little trigger time. I probably only shot one mag of my Glock, but that's okay. It's to me, all of them are fun. I don't have a specific like gun of choice. But if I went to the range that my grandpa is involved in and with, plinking is probably one of my favorite things to do. I like to plink with steel. We kind of had a little like bet going on, like how many times we could flip one of the steel targets over with his SR-22, and of course I'm a right-handed person and I'm a little younger as well, so I managed to outdo him on getting the most turns.
So you beat your grandpa at the range. It's a weird flex, but okay.
I did. And you know, I'm completely okay with that. He still says he can throw me over the fence, even though he is 5 foot tall and a buck 40 pounds. And here I am, 6'2", about 280. So yeah, that's not going to happen either.
Well, see, you put that down, and now I'd be willing to put down some good money to watch your grandpappy whip your ass.
I would like to see him try.
You don't understand how that would work. I'd hold him down, or I'd hold you down, and just I'd even give him my belt.
I mean,
that's awesome, man.
Yeah,
that's cool. You still get to go out and shoot with your granddad. That's really awesome. So I'd have to say, probably one of my favorite guns to shoot. So I've actually got two, of course, anything rimfire. So the 22s, your Ruger 1022, the SR-22 from Ruger is a lot of fun to shoot as well. That's actually, I bounce my suppressor back and forth between the SR-22 and the 1022. They're both threaded. And that, why? Because silence is golden. That's why. But the second option is 12 gauge. I love getting out to the range with my dad and my brother and just either busting clays or throwing stuff up in the air and shooting it, just whatever random dumb shit you could do. That would probably make safety officers go, have an aneurysm. But yeah, so that's mine. So we've talked about 22s. We've talked about 12 gauges now. So what are some of the fun activities you guys like to do at the range? So we talked about the platforms. I already said we like to, me and especially my brother and I, we like to do some pretty dumb shit. But what are some of the activities at the range you guys like to do? We'll start with Kent again. I gotta cue him up, folks. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm waiting to talk till I'm told I'm allowed by Daddy. It's kind of fun.
Gotta keep the pimp hand strong, man. Just saying.
Anyway, activities. Well, I've been skeet shooting a lot lately. That's a lot of fun. It's humbling as shit because I suck at it. But we got a group at our range that every Wednesday night we go out and throw some birds up in the air and see what we can miss. So that's been a lot of fun. Also, little steel challenge action never hurts. Just get a Ruger 1022 out, run a plate rack until you're blue in the face. That's kind of fun too. I spend a lot of time at the range doing work. So, the fun stuff is nice to just kind of go out and dick around and have a good time. But yeah, I'll second you on the 12 gauge too. I've been shooting a lot of clay birds. And by shooting a lot, I mean I've been shooting in the general direction of a lot of orange flying targets.
So you've been scaring the orange flying targets.
Yeah. What's great is when you don't hit them, you can pick them back up and reuse them again. So
generally, if they have a soft enough landing, you can do that. So have you ever, when you go clay shooting, do you ever, do you just shoot like the 5 stand or the trap, or do you just try to hand toss at it? Or like, do you do any hand launching or anything like that?
I feel like hand launching is a bit of a personal question. No, we have a really sophisticated trap house set up with all the buttons and the doodads and the 5 stand thing going on, so we don't have to throw anything by hand.
Yeah, it's not about you have to; it's about the fun of doing it.
Bro, I can't hit them when I know where they're coming from, let alone when your ass gets all Demolition Ranch on me and throws them crazy. I got nothing for you there. I'm gonna miss for sure.
I don't see him hit a whole lot of stuff either that's not 10 feet away.
That's a great point.
Anyway, so Corey, fun stuff. So we talked about the guns. Just to reiterate, activities. Is there any particular event or just goofing off? Even if you're just goofing off, what are some of the things that you do just to kind of goof off at the range?
I'm
trying to keep it family friendly, Corey. Just remember,
for sure. One of the things that I enjoy is obviously getting out with people that I know and I love and that I care about. I like taking my wife out. Even though it hasn't been but a couple of times, it's still fun for me to be able to kind of teach her a little bit about what I know, even as little as it is. It's still something. It's still a ground base of foundation for her to use, no matter how good I am at it or not. But it's also a fun time because it's getting her involved into something that she isn't fully, I guess, what's the word, 100% comfortable with. But it's also something that we can share together because she's enjoyed shooting with me. So like I was talking about with the planking, going with my grandfather. And I went with both of my grandfathers before the one passed away a few years ago. Just going and hanging out and having a good time and making memories. Like when I come and visit you down in Tennessee and we go to the range, that's a great time. I get a lot of learning in, a lot of training in, and it's all good and positive stuff. And so any activity is a good activity for me because I'm always picking up new skills and new learning techniques to advance myself.
Yeah, so I'm glad you mentioned the training aspect, right? So again, we're trying to keep it light, but what was one of the things you remember the most about the way I taught you the things that I taught you?
Remembering to make sure you clear your garment when you're drawing from appendix carry. Make sure to arc your elbow when you come out and press all the way.
What I'm getting at, not necessarily what I taught you, but how I taught you. The answer I'm looking for is I made it funny because I'm
yeah. There was nothing. Yeah, I mean, I gotta at least keep it clean. But yeah, he's a very funny guy. Yeah.
So I'm funny like a clown.
Yeah, that's where the gingerness comes in.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's one of the things about having fun at the range. You can still get some really serious and awesome training and build some really good skills just by having fun. A lot of these instructors that we see on the internet, or people, highlights from training sessions and so forth. These guys are pretty intense. They're pretty serious. They're always putting forth that machismo, type A alpha male personality, and that's fine. That's respectable. Obviously, we have to remember that there's still a very serious aspect to it, but that doesn't mean you have to be serious all the time. So whenever I get out to the range with people, especially when they're learning something new and it's one-on-one, obviously one-on-one, and Kent, you can attest to this, keeping the conditions safe when you're training is easier when it's one-on-one. So in my opinion, I think you can be a little bit more lax with the attitude and that bravado and machismo that comes along with from a firearms instructor. So you can be funny, you can tell jokes, you can goof off a little bit, because honestly, I think stuff like that people will remember a lot easier in most cases. So
man, I like that because I get told a lot that the way I teach and the stuff that I say. Actually, I was busting up on a range I was on this weekend as a student. We were having a hell of a time laughing and carrying on. Some of the most memorable moments are laughter and enjoyment. And guys, stuff really sinks in for guys and girls, obviously, when you make it light and when it's not all super serious and, secret squirrel ranger ninja badass stuff. We have fun out there. Perfect example. We had a guy the other week on the range. He might even be watching or watch this later. Dude had like a 48-second reload. And I hollered at him from behind the line. I said, the ATF just shot your dog, bro. You're shooting your other dog. They're still shooting your dogs. You better reload your gun. And
I don't know, man. That's not too funny. You don't want to kill puppies. That's just not right.
everybody else on the range laughed.
Well,
And
that's a sick sense of humor. How would you do that to a puppy?
My man was standing there with his gun just.
Because, hey, you don't joke about stuff that could really happen, damn it.
No, but you know when they do the like, it's not working. It's still not working.
Oh.
My God, it's still not working. Let's do it again. And I was just giving him just all this stuff from the background, and he was.
It reminds me of that scene from Sling Blade where he just kind of walks up to the lawnmower, opens it up, and goes, "There ain't no gas in it."
Yeah, it's just
there ain't no bullets in it.
Just this like realization, like you have failed to pew. And I'm like, yeah, okay, now what? Do something with that.
Well, here's your problem.
Yeah,
man. Yeah, you got to get light about some of this stuff, man. People get too uptight. Life's too short to be serious all the time. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to capitalize on this training moment. So my son, those that don't know, I've got a young son who is at the age now where he can start getting introduced to firearms. And you know, kids nowadays, it's all about video game. I mean, hell, even when I was growing up, it was all about video games, right? You know, we wanted the flashing lights, we wanted Sonic the Hedgehog, we want the Mario Brothers, the Fortnite, all that other good stuff. The attention span when it comes to going to the range for a child is very short. Very short. You know, the three of us can literally go to the range.
Talking about Corey?
Well, I didn't want to call him out. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Corey, Kent says, you still talking about Corey? Making a joke about you not having an attention span.
Thanks.
It's not as funny when you have to explain it.
It's not. I hate you.
So, anyway, so he enjoyed it, but when like the three of us, and I'm pretty sure anybody, you know, any of our closest friends that go to the range with us, you could cut us loose at the range all day long, and we'd be happy as a clam. You dump us with a case of ammo, and we will find our way home eventually, okay? But with kids nowadays, they don't have that. 30, 45 minutes, maybe an hour, and they start getting bored. You know, okay, Dad, yeah, we're shooting the paper. That's cool. Learning the fundamentals, got it. Now what? Now what are we going to do? So one of the things that I found that was really, really fun, and even I enjoyed the hell out of this, I went and got a couple cases of like the cheapest soda that I could find. That'd be pop for you people up in the north. Or Coke for the people that are way down south. But I went and got the cheapest sodas that I could find. Took them out to the range with us, and we'd set them up. I'd shake the ever-loving dog crap out of them. Set him up and let him shoot those with, you know, either my pistol caliber carbine or my 22. And he'd watch those cans explode. Man, his face would just light up. It was awesome. And yeah, you know what? At the end of that, it wasn't, okay, well, what's next? It was, can we do that again? And that speaks volumes right there. You get people to have fun at the range and enjoy doing it. That is how you win people over to the Second Amendment community right there, folks. So another thing that we've done, my kid brother and I, and you guys, I'm going to let you chime in on this too. We had a moment where we thought we could be like those trick shooters that do the clay bird demonstrations. And we thought we could like flip clays off of our foot and launch them off the end of our butt stocks and then shoot them. I'm not too good at that. My brother, however, is a savant and is apparently like the best shooter on the planet with a 12 gauge when he's throwing clays at an obscure angle. So I'm going to pose the question to you, Corey. One, have you done a lot of clay pigeon shooting? And two, have you ever done any of the hand launching and trick shooting and try to stunt while you're at the range or shooting?
I have never, ever yet went skeet shooting, clay pigeon shooting, or anything. I have never yet to do that. It's something that I think would be cool, and I'd love to do sometime and try out, but I have never done that. But one of the funniest moments at the range that I've had
First of all, I'm going to interrupt you. We're going to have to remedy that shit. No, the next time you come down, we're remedying that. I'm going to go get a couple cases of clays, and we're going to go have a grand old time.
Oh, yeah. Well, hell, let's do it. Let's do it.
But anyway, by the way, folks, my brother's in the chat room talking mad crap right now. So glad you're watching.
my funniest memory so far to date was when me and my grandpa were at the range, and he was shooting. I can't remember if it was a micro compact 45 that we have or a full size 1911, and you're shooting it, and then all of a sudden the casing lands right in between his eyes in his glasses, and it makes a dark ring in his forehead, and I got it on video. It wasn't like a technical like trick shot or anything, but it was awesome just to see that.
What makes that better is if you don't tell him about it the rest of the day.
Well, he knew it because he was just like, "Did you see that?" And I was like, "I got it on video."
That's awesome.
So, but I mean, that's the funniest thing that's happened. I mean, obviously, it was something funny having a casing do that. I mean, just the way it ejected.
Well, he got lucky because the last time that happened to me, it burned the piss out of my forehead. But
oh yeah, I mean, you could see him like jolt too, because I mean, it just went right to his forehead. That
actually, now that I remember, it was a Desert Eagle 50.
Oh.
Yep, landed right between my glass, right between like right here and the bridge of the glasses, the iPro, and burnt the crap out of me.
Oh.
But Kent, what about you, man? Let's talk about some of the goofy shit you've done at the range.
So, somewhere in the bowels of my YouTube channel, there's a video called Business Card at 25 Yards. And my wife and I were shooting, I think, an LCR and a Glock 43, if I remember correctly, seeing who could hit a business card at 25 yards. One of us did.
Okay, let's be clear real quick. Was it this way or that way?
It was this way.
Oh, okay. But you had it. Okay, you had it facing you. Got it.
No, we weren't freaking 22 Plankster in this shit. We were shooting a J-frame revolver at it. We're lucky to hit it at all from that distance.
I mean, speaking of awesome trick shots, though, did you just see his latest video where he shot the ejected 22 casing?
Yeah, well, you know what? I mean, I guess he has all summer just to stand on the range and do this stuff. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I don't care. I don't care if he's trained his whole life to do it. That shit's still impressive.
I just don't know how. Anyway, it's just that amazes me. The stuff he does on his channel. Actually, he's a great example of this. The stuff that Plankster does on his channel is just out of this world crazy with some of what he can make a gun do. I want to believe he has like 48,000 takes, but something tells me the dude gets up, puts in a wad of chew, drinks a beer, walks out, one take and done, and then just like bathes in millions of dollars.
Yeah. I'm gonna go hang out the rest of the day.
Yeah. He's like, oh, that was a tough day of work, fellas. I guess I'm gonna go back to, slaying models and drinking beer.
Yeah. So out of you know what the sad thing? You're probably doing a great disservice to 22 Plankster. He's probably like an amazing family man. You're like very humble and Christian guy. And he's over here. He's slamming natty ice and picking up cheap women.
Okay. I might have been like adding a little bit of my personal demons to his trick shots. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, whatever it is, that guy just, jealousy over here. I'm just jelly. That's all it is.
Yeah.
I hit a business card at 25 yards after like 60 takes.
So that's what, 300 rounds?
No, we showed all the takes. We didn't. I didn't pretend to be Mr. Something I wasn't. It's like a 6 or 7 minute video. Most of the time, what you hear in the video though is my wife's uproarious laughter, which kind of makes your point, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
I think
it would have been better if she would have hit it and you didn't.
That has happened before too. We played a game on the one. She won my Glock 19X from me. We played a game. Listen to her hollering from the other side of the house. She's like, I did.
Yeah, well, welcome to the live show, Mrs. Hauer.
She's just muttering her way through the house, looking at me like, what are you doing on the computer? Anywho, we played a game where I forget what all the different drills were, but the end of the story was she won the 19X from me after a game of drills.
Wow.
I might have let her win.
You lost a gun to your wife.
I let her win.
That's awesome. Okay, so I'm going to issue a challenge. Since you besmirched the good name of 22 Plankster.
Oh shit! Here we go.
Now, so here's the thing. Each one of us will go on his channel. Keep it realistic, guys. Okay, I'm not going to shoot an ejected 22 casing out of a gun, but each one of us will go on his channel. We will find one of his trick shots or a trick shot. We won't limit it to Plankster. Let's open it up here, but find a trick shot and has to assign it to. So what we'll do, we'll find 3 trick shots. We'll throw it up on social media and we'll put it to a vote as far as who should get what.
All right, I got it.
Okay, so, we'll do it. We'll do it later. Just take some time, think about it. No, do some homework. Put some good thought into this, man. Come on.
All right. I got it.
Okay. What? Let's hear one of yours. Keep in mind, this is going to go for a vote. We're going to let the people decide. But what is the trick shot that you advise or recommend?
50-cent piece on a backer.
Okay.
Trace it out.
Okay.
Fill it in with color of your choosing, orange, day glow, red, whatever. Walk back drill. Whoever gets the furthest back and stays within the 50-cent piece wins.
So walk back drill, whoever stays within. Wait, so putting every round in the 50-cent piece as you walk back?
And I get to use my rolling special.
But you might not get it.
Oh, I thought we were all doing the same drill.
No. No. We're gonna find 3. We're gonna find three trick shots.
Okay.
We'll throw them up on social media.
Okay. Well, there's one.
We'll so the 50-cent piece walk back drill. Okay.
There's one.
All right. So we'll probably have to rewatch this video to remember, but that's fine. But anyway, so this is going to be horrible. Corey, I still can't get over that you've never shot clays before, man. Like that's going to haunt my dreams now.
I've never, my grandpa that's not with us anymore. He had a whole bunch of clays in the basement of his house because he used to do reloading, and he used to reload his own shotgun shells and 38s and 357s and a bunch of different things. And I mean, there's still boxes of shotgun shells like from the 70s that have never been used.
Oh, wow.
In their original boxes. But he's got lead bars for melting to make bullets, and he had a bunch of old clay pigeons, and that's just one thing that I've never done.
We're gonna have to break that, dude.
I did not shoot my first shotgun until about 8 years ago, maybe.
Oh wow! But you do have a shotgun, right?
Yeah, I have one of his shotguns that I use for hunting season. It's a Browning A5 gold trigger 12 gauge semi-automatic.
Damn, yeah, those Brownings are nice, dude.
Yeah, and it's a early 70s model, I think.
Okay. Yeah,
so it's pretty old. It still has the FN buttstock on it from when FN was doing them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's an awesome piece of hardware.
Yeah. It's very, very sentimental.
Well, see, now you got to do it for the gram and get some pictures and throw them up so we can see this thing.
I actually did I did sort of like a little short video for Shooter Lube, and when I was cleaning it one day, and I had like put my uh, part of the lube like sitting on part of the shotgun, and then another part like hanging off of it or something. It was pretty
Oh,
sweet.
so you did kind of a photo shoot with it.
Yeah,
That's cool, man. Yeah, we'll have to go back and find those.
yeah.
I'm gonna Instagram stalk you so we can find that. Kent, in the meantime, is flashing us. I told you it's not that kind of show, Kent.
My bad. I'm practicing for the 50-cent piece. I just hit it from 50 yards.
Yeah, well, now we're gonna change it. I'm gonna make you use a 22.
All right, as long as it's
no. You know what? That's gonna be the stipulation. Anything that we come up with, it's gonna be rimfire.
Ah, fuck.
Yep.
I don't even own anything rimfire.
I could win with this.
I'm sure you've got a buddy or two that's got a rimfire. That's got a 22 somewhere.
Well, no, I take that back. I do have another rifle of my grandpa's. It's a lever action 22 Marlin that I use for squirrel shooting.
There you go. Problem solved.
All right. So his deal is he's got to kill a squirrel, throw it up in the air, and hit it with 22.
Or we'll combine them. He's got to go shoot clay pigeons, He's got to go skeet shooting with his 22.
Hey, there we go.
Hey, just tell Corey that skeet shooting doesn't mean you shoot the guy named Skeet down at the cellar, okay? Yeah.
So Kent, Corey said, you know what? Y'all text each other. I can't keep explaining this. I can't keep explaining it. All right. So other fun stuff to do at the range. Kent, I know you've got a few things stored up your sleeve. What are some other fun things to do at the range?
Suppressors. Suppressors, man. Just everything suppressed. Suppress the shit out of it. If your wife's talking too loud at the range, suppress her. Just screw that thing right in. No, I'm kidding. Man, if you don't have some cans up in your life and you want to go plank, you've never ever lived until you shot a 22 Ruger Mark IV suppressed with a red dot on it at steel, and you're just standing there going ting 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 ting, and you're looking over at your buddy or your nephew or whoever, and you're going, "Wasn't that awesome?" And they're not going, "Huh?" They're going, "Yeah, that was awesome," because suppressors. So 9mm 22. Yeah.
Contrary to popular belief, for some of you that might have stumbled across this live stream, suppressors are actually not illegal. Now, in some states, they are, the less free states, but they're actually legal in most states, in the majority of the states in the U.S. Suppressors are legal. You can't own them. There is a process to that. I highly encourage you guys to research it. If anything, the Second Amendment community needs more NFA-related items in circulation, just to help make them more commonplace. I guess, de-demonize or undemonize or whatever. Not make seem so evil, make more commonplace in the shooting community so people can become more comfortable with them. Suppressors are a great thing to add to your collection. If you get an opportunity to own one, I highly recommend it. I currently have one. I've got one for that's chambered in 22. Goes up to a couple of different calibers, but all rimfire and 22 caliber or less for the diameter, but still a ton of fun to shoot.
And it is fun to shoot. I will mention that myself because I have shot it, and it is a hell of a good time.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot we put you behind the 1022 with it.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Steel at a couple hundred yards, and yeah, it's so much fun.
Yeah, it was cool.
I'll tell you what, you will never hear a grown man giggle funnier than when he shoots a suppressed like 9mm for the first time.
Oh yeah, man. Or blackout, 300 blackout.
I would love to see that.
300 blackout? Yep, absolutely.
Just awesome.
Absolutely. No. So we were at the range recently. Big surprise. But we were at the range recently, and I just realized how idiotic that statement. No shit, it's a gun channel. Of course, we were at the range recently. But no, there was a guy at the bay with us, me and my other buddy that we were out there shooting. But he comes over, he goes, "Hey man, do you mind running this gun for me so I can kind of stand off to the side and perceive it from a different angle, how these loads sound with this suppressor?" So he had put together a 9mm pistol AR platform with the brace on it, and short barrel. I think it was like a 6-inch, 7-inch barrel. Had a 9mm suppressor on it, and had hand loaded, I think, some 135 grain bullets to a subsonic load. And he goes, "Here, shoot it." I'm like, "Oh, yeah, twist my arm."
Yeah, right.
Okay, I'll shoot it. So, yeah, I grabbed this thing, and I'm like, "Yeah, I'll just put a round or two through it." He goes, "Yeah, man, whatever, just have fun." As soon as I pulled that trigger, I couldn't stop pulling the trigger, and I mag dumped on it. I was like, "This is it's just a just giggling all the way home, man. It was awesome."
I had a similar experience. A dude brought out a full auto. I don't even know what MP7, that HK MP7.
Yeah, the HK MP7 is so awesome.
And he was like, "Do you want to shoot this?" I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "Yeah, go ahead and send a few rounds." And I just proceeded to go, just let the whole thing fly. And he looked at me and he goes, "That was a lot." He just smiled, nodded. Because, yeah.
Well, what he's probably hearing is the cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching of the ammo prices.
Yeah. 50 cents, 50 cents, 50 cents.
I'm trying to remember. What was the MP7 chambered in?
Stand by. I will tell you. I don't remember. FN weird something by weird something.
It's not 5.7 by 28, is it?
It's something like that. Hang on. Rate of fire, caliber, 4.6 by 30.
Yeah, that sounds expensive.
Yeah. Well, here, 4.6 by 30 ammo, 4.6 by 30.
Probably like $100 for 50.
Is cheaper than dirt. You know they've got the greatest prices on ammo. Let's see what they've got. Holy shit! $1.06 or $1 around, 106 around. Yeah.
Holy
buddy.
God, that's a lot of money for such a little bitty bullet.
Yeah, buddy. Oh, here we go. Here's 50 cents around for Fiocchi.
So, Corey, because you can't hear Kent, the MP7 is $1.06 a round. Yeah,
man, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, but still a lot of fun.
I wouldn't doubt it.
I'm telling you, shooting suppressed and shooting full auto is probably the most fun you can have with your clothes on.
Yeah, I've even seen some where a full auto just blows the clothes clean off. Yeah,
I don't want to hear about your fantasies.
Hey, it's on a lot of social media platforms. It's out there. I'm saying, but I wouldn't doubt it.
Teacher says every time a full auto mag dumps, a gun bunny is born.
Exactly.
Oh, that's a t-shirt. T-shirt idea.
Put that into Charlie. Just saying. But the funnest thing that my grandpa and I got to shoot was a tiger striped Desert Eagle, and he tried to give the guy $1 for the ammo, just for the bullet that he shot. And he said no, and then he gave him an actual bullet, and he still tried to give him $1, and he's like, "No, that's okay." He's like, "Well, what did one of these go for?" He's like $2.50.
Yeah,
I was like, yeah, good.
Yeah.
He didn't even offer him enough.
So here's my mentality: if you're going to own stuff like that, so not suppressors, obviously not included in this, but full autos. Desert Eagle 50s, Smith & Wesson 50s. Here's the thing. It's like driving a Ferrari. You don't own stuff like that and then complain about the cost of gas. So exactly. if you own a gun and the bullets are $2 a round and you say, "Yeah, you can shoot one." If I don't ask you to shoot it, don't expect me to pay you for it. I'd be like, "Hey man, can I just let me know how much the ammo is? I'll go buy a box or whatever." Right? No. If you offer, that means it's on your, put it on your tab. That's what I hear.
Yep, that's 10mm territory. I'm always the only dude at the range with a 10mm, and I never say shit because.
Okay, so to continue on with our conversation, since we're getting into big bore stuff, let's pose the question.
Oh yeah,
what is the biggest fun gun you've shot? So can't go ahead.
Big bore. 10 mil is not it. I've shot
Or
a 450.
I guess biggest bore you've shot that you had a lot of fun with.
4570 comes to mind. 450 Bushmaster comes to mind. 44 mag, 10 mil. I shot a Lapua once. I'm gonna go 338.
The 338. So
yeah.
Okay, what did you think about that? The 338.
I thought that was really cool, and I have no practical use to own one of these. And it was at 50 yards, and I was like, meh. I mean, it was neat, but it's not like the dude set a school bus full of puppies out at 2,600 yards and let me shoot it.
What is it with you and puppies tonight, man?
I don't know. I just don't know. No.
Wait, did you pass your ATF entrance exam? We lost Ken, everybody. The black helicopters are circling the house as we speak. All right, so Corey, while we're waiting for Kent to change his identity, biggest boar that you've shot that you've enjoyed shooting, just to go along with the fun theme.
Well, before I answer that question, haven't we learned enough about what killing and talking about puppies does? I mean, for the love of God, John Wick 3 is out, and it's still over the same damn dog. Okay.
hey, dude! Spoiler alert. I haven't seen it yet. You got to be a dick.
I didn't even spoil a thing. But the funnest gun I've shot, maybe not the funnest gun, but the biggest round that I've shot. Really, I don't consider it that big, but my hunting partner.
She said,
yeah,
family friendly show, right?
You knew this was going to turn into
my hunting partner / my second dad won a Donald Trump series like NRA rifle in a 6.5 Creedmoor, and we got to take that out to the range and shoot it a couple times, and that was pretty fun. But I haven't shot anything like real big. I'd love to get behind a Barrett a couple times, but other than that, I haven't shot anything ginormous.
We might be able to make that happen.
I would love for it to happen.
So funny thing is that range that I took you to, where we did our trading out at Eagle Eye.
Yeah, they have one in the safe, don't they?
Yeah, they have it. They have. They have one for rent. So we will remedy. We're going to pop two cherries: the clay pigeons and the 50 cal. Yeah. So
I've never shot a full auto either. I want to shoot a full auto too.
It's fun. It's. I'd rather fire the big cannon, I want to do that too. So I'm going to cheat just a little bit here. I've actually gotten to fire a howitzer before I was in the military. A howitzer 155 artillery piece. I got to pull the cord and fire it before I was in the military. Yep. So that was a lot of fun. But that's cheating. So, let's see. So, of course, I've shot a 50 BMG, but I got to admit, probably the coolest experience that I had was for a 375 H&H Magnum.
Okay. What about military stuff? Not to ask you to
hold on. Well, let me explain why the 375 H&H Magnum was so awesome. It was the experience of shooting it, right? So you get behind a big bore, elephant gun, which is what a 375 H&H is. What do you expect? To get knocked on your ass, right? I was the scope guy at the gun range I worked at the time, and this older gentleman came in and said, hey, I'd like you to put a scope on this for me. And we also offered a sight-in service because we had three lanes, 100 yards, rifle indoors. We did a pretty good job sighting in scopes. So he goes, hey, here's a box of ammo. Try to conserve it, as few rounds as possible, but I'd like you guys to sight it in for me too. All right, cool. So all my buddies who are like 100 pounds soaking wet are like, I'm not shooting it. You shoot it. You're the big guy. So I'm like, all right, fine. I'll go do it. So I'm like, they're going to get me on video on closed circuit TV, getting knocked on my ass. Some young buck, 22-year-old, fresh out of the military. So I go and I pull the trigger on this thing, and it was like a drop kick to the chest, but it wasn't like violent. It was like I was in a midget wrestling competition and they took one off the top rope. No, so I'm not. Yeah, I'll let you collect yourselves. But no, so when I shot this thing, normally when it's a really heavy, like recoiling firearm, you get that nice sharp jolt back and it knocks you off your target a little bit, but you can reacquire, right? When I shot this thing, obviously, natural reaction, I blink. And when I open my eyes back up, I'm looking at the ceiling. The gun, when I fired it, the gun literally, I went, poof, and I just hung there. So in the time it took me to blink, I was looking up at the ceiling through the scope. It was incredible. But it was a really cool experience getting to shoot something like that. But yeah, so now that we're going to probably get this channel completely banned. Kent, what was your question about the military stuff?
No, I'm not trying to get nobody banned. I just figured you might have run a 249 or something else cool in the military during your time there. I thought maybe
I was referring to getting banned over the dick jokes and talking about midget wrestling, but that's just me. Sorry, little person.
What about midget sticks?
No, midget wrestling. When I took one off the top rope, you just missed the. I'll tell you what. When we post it, go back and rewatch this video.
No, I heard it. I heard it. I was just trying to be silly. No, man, but I've met a midget today. Anyway, they're fun. They're like God's rodeo clowns. Stuff that you shot like in the Marine Corps, or no, excuse me, in the Army when you were in. What did you shoot that was awesome?
So it was after I was out of the military. I was a defense contractor. I ran across a unit that actually still had not just M60s, the old school, the pig, as I think it was, the pig, I think is what was the nickname for it. But yeah, the M60 was cool, but they had an M79 thump gun. So the
M79. By while I Google this.
So M79 thump gun was the single shot open breech grenade launcher that predated the M209 or M203, excuse me.
M79 thumper grenade launcher.
Oh, I see. That's the one that Arnold Schwarzenegger used in Terminator 2.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to think of a movie reference that had it. But
yeah, that's it.
Okay, so I stand corrected I am corrected and correct. I'm vindicated in the chat. Yes, it is called the pig. So the M60. It's either the hog or the pig or warthog, Hakuna Matata, something or other. But yeah, getting to shoot the M79 was quite the experience. I'm a bit of a history buff, especially when it comes to old weaponry like that, especially old military weaponry for the U.S. The fact that this unit not only had one, but it was actually in their arsenal for use, and we took it out to the range and they let me shoot it. That was cool. I thought that was really cool. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. See, I always try to take those experiences when I can. I almost got to shoot a Carl Gustav, which is a recoilless rifle. It's gigantic. The doctrine states, I think you're only allowed to shoot 5 rounds in a day because of the damage it can do to your insides from shooting it.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
That's fucking scary.
Yeah, yeah. But at the same time, so I'm with my partner, and at the time, my partner, while we were defense contractors, was this 4'0", 80-pound soaking wet female, and we're out there with one of the units, and they were like, "Hey, do you guys want to shoot the Gustav?" And I'm like, "The what?" So they kind of broke it out, showed it to us. Fun fact: actually developed and made by Saab, the car company.
Interesting.
Yeah. But yeah, it's they put this thing on her shoulder and they let her shoot it, and it's an air burst. It can be set for an air burst munition. The round is literally the distance from the tips of my fingers to the crook of my elbow because I carried the rounds. And so she shot it, and it was nothing. And when I went to go shoot it, come to find out, when my partner shot it before me, the firing pin broke. So I want you to imagine what goes through your mind when you're holding something like this on your shoulder and you go click and nothing happens.
Dude, that'd be like the ultimate squib.
It'd be an ultimate hang fire.
Like, oh my God, fuck that.
Yeah. Yeah, I was I don't get nervous often, but that's one of those times where I was definitely nervous.
You're holding that thing for dear life, like, Ginger Jesus, please don't let me die here. Please, Ginger Jesus.
Oh, sweet Ginger God.
You guys do have your own Jesus, right?
Yeah, something like that. Flying spaghetti monster or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Because you don't have souls.
No, we have souls. They're not ours. But yeah, so, all right. One last thing I do want to talk about for fun at the range, archery, believe it or not. And I mean traditional archery. Oh, Kent, what's that look for? Why aren't you an archery fan?
Oh, I can't do it is why. This is my weakness. My brother is like Robin Hood and Thor had sex and had a baby, and he's just the world's archeriest archer that ever did archer. And I cannot hit the broadside of the barn from the inside with a bow. I don't know what it is. So
you're like on one of those cartoons where you grab the bow and then you draw back and you let go of the bow and it smacks you in the face type deal?
Like literally, I swear to God. And he'll be like, dude, it's got a fiber optic sight on it. It's just like your goddamn gun. Put the thing on the thing and let the thing go, and the thing will go over there. And I'm over here like, oh, there's a deer. Whee! Oh, missed another deer. Hoop-de-doop-de-doo. I can't do it. But give me a crossbow, and I can run that motherfucker.
Oh, a gun that shoots arrows? Cheater.
Whatever. If I could get a semi-automatic crossbow, I'd be like Chewbacca in Star Wars. Corey would love that. He couldn't hear it.
Yeah. He made a Chewbacca reference to himself, Corey. Insert laughter here. Yeah.
Yes.
That's his mating call, folks. But yeah, so I'm a big fan of archery. I've got a custom longbow that I had made. I've got a recurve bow, this commercial off the shelf. And I'll tell you what, there is nothing quite as fun. It's just something you can go to in your backyard. And generally speaking, nobody gets hurt. But it's also a great way to introduce kids. There's a reason those are banned. Convinced that reason is because of people like us. But it's also a great way to get youngsters introduced to going to the range and marksmanship and just enjoying the art of launching sharp, pointy objects at targets. But yeah, so with that, we're coming to the end of our show here, guys. I really appreciate y'all hanging out. Closing comments and remarks. Corey, let's start with you, buddy.
I just want to say thanks for having me on tonight. I know it's been a while since I've been on, but I always like jumping in, especially I know you like to have your shows down to a minimum, which it's understandable because there's a lot of interference, and when it gets a lot of people, it's also fun for me because I actually get to jump in on the YouTube comments while I'm watching instead of actually being on. So it's a different change of pace both times. So it's fun. But other than that, I'm finishing my rifle build right now. I'm looking forward to getting that out to the range. I'm working this summer, so hopefully I can get down one day and we can have a range day and we can get John together and make some right-on content and just have a fun-filled day. But other than that, man, I really appreciate you having me on. It's been fun. It always is. And just every time I get on and I do a show with somebody, it's always a new learning experience with all the different things that everybody brings to the table, and it's just always fun.
Absolutely, man. We're always happy to have you. And good luck on that AR build.
Hey, thank you. I've got it sitting right here, by the way. So
yeah, as a matter of fact, let me know if you need any help with that. Let me know. Just give me a call, man. You've got my number.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yep. Thank you.
All right, Kent. Closing comments, buddy.
Yeah, dude. Good to have Corey on. I know he won't hear me, but I love him. He's a good dude.
Corey Kent says he loves you, and he's glad you're on the show.
I love you too, buddy. It's been a long time, even though I can't hear you.
Whatever. Yeah, training season is upon us here in Green Mountain Defense World. We're doing all kinds of privates, getting some classes scheduled. Recently hosted Scott Jedlinski Modern Samurai Project, working on some other big name instructors to bring out that we haven't quite ironed out yet, but we're working on those. Just did an awesome vehicle defense class with Phil Groff and Figure Training. So I've got an AAR coming up on that. And listen, at Green Mountain Defense, everywhere mediocre internet content is served. So, yeah.
Mostly on this channel.
Yeah. No, and I got YouTube at Green Mountain Defense, Instagram at Green Mountain Defense, www.greenmountaindefense.com. If you'd like to learn how to not suck with a handgun, I'm your guy. If you want to learn how to yell contact right and bail out of a vehicle, pop smoke, and do 5x5s, I'm probably not your guy, because I don't know what any of that just meant, and I'm assuming it sounded military and tactical enough to pass the bullshit test. Probably didn't, though.
You get an A for effort, buddy. A for effort.
All right. Yeah, man. And listen, check out these guys' sponsors. Check out Riton. Check out Corey on Instagram. Check out TJ on Instagram. Everybody's doing big things. It's good to see my buddies succeeding over there, and awesome that you guys are able to go to the show and make all that good content. So keep it up.
Yeah, man. We'll have you around next year. Like I said, I'm going to take you to the next convention if I have to drag you kicking and screaming. But with that, folks, as always, we appreciate you tuning in and watching the show. If you're new to the channel, please be sure to like and subscribe. Get out to the range and have some fun, guys. Like we've said, we've been kind of rambling on here for the past hour. It doesn't always have to be serious. You can get out and have a good time, build some skill, all while you're enjoying your experience at the range. Once again, please head over to ritonoptics.com. Check them out. See what all they have to offer. Until we see you all again, God bless you. Get out and shoot.